and welcome to the Huddle. Liam Santamaria back with you after a couple of weeks overseas. And I tell you, it has been a fun start to the NBL season. It's been very fun for the Sydney Kings. 3 wins on the trot. And to break it all down, I've got the superstar Xavier Cooks on the show today. Of course, NBL champion, reigning grand final MVP, the league's leading scorer, and currently wanted for murder in the state of Victoria, just quietly. So sit back, relax. Up next, Xavier Cooks. X, what's happening, mate? Thanks for jumping on the Huddle.
Guy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Straight off the practice floor.
Yeah, straight off the court. Still a bit sweaty, but it's all good.
Love it. Mate, you are literally a fugitive right now. They let you get on that plane?
Yeah, man. It's something like that. Had a bit of hassle, but it's all good.
Mate, biggest dunk of your life?
Most definitely, yeah. It was it felt pretty crazy during the dunk, but then I saw the replay and it was a lot crazier than I thought. I cocked that thing back and boomed on him. So
You really did cock it back. Like really long way.
Yeah, I got some long arms, so that kind of helps. But yeah, it's all right. It's all 2 points. I missed the free throw anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
No. It's not. There's 2 points, and then you've got a lot of 2 points. The little floaters in the lane, one after another. But this is a play that will live forever. Talk me just through. We're going to talk about everything, but we got to start with that play. Talk me through a moment by moment breakdown of you running that lane. Did you know DJ knew where you were? Were you talking to him?
Nah, I always run the lane pretty hard like that, and I'm running like a headless chicken down the lane. And eventually he looks my way, and I give it all I've got and jump as high as I can. I think I was going to bluff and go back to the shooter in the corner, and then he jumped, and it was too late for him. He was too close to the basket. He normally tries a body up and wall up, but I went right over the top of him.
You really did. I described it. We shot NBL overtime before, and I kind of aligned it with the kind of confidence you look like you're playing with right now. And I described it, and maybe it's not a true comparison, but I described it a little bit like Vince Carter at the 2000 Olympics, where when he got that ball and he jumped over that dude, he was just so confident that he was like, I don't really care who's in front of me. I'm going to dunk this thing. Is that kind of, when you caught it in stride, is that just what you were thinking?
I think that's a crazy comparison to compare it to Vince Carter's best dunk ever. But that is a pretty good comparison. Just the way I'm feeling right now, I'm just believing in myself. And usually I would go up and I'd see a guy contest and I'd do some soft little finger roll or something like that. Whereas yesterday I tried to go boom it and it paid off.
Did you, you've watched the replay a couple of times. Yeah. Let's look at the reactions from your teammates, because they were beautiful. Firstly, not a teammate, but in the organization, Chris Pongras in the background, losing his biscuits.
Same time as JG as well.
One of my favorites was Jordy Hunter, because just a big smile, and you just couldn't wipe it. You guys were trying to huddle, next play, get back on focus, and you just couldn't. His smile just continued. You must have enjoyed seeing that.
Oh, big credit to Jordy as well. He sprinted the lane to open up the lane for myself. So having a shooter in the corner like that, it's all credit to him, really. But no, it's happy to enjoy moments like that with Jordy out there. I love Jordy. He's a great teammate and a great person. It's just great to enjoy these kind of things together back on the court again.
Did you miss him last season?
Oh, for sure. I miss his real goofy humor he has out there, and he's always joking around. And yeah, he's a great teammate.
Chase has sort of been talking a little bit about how tight this group is this season. I mean, it's early, of course. You're going to go through some adversity at some stage. Every team does. But what kind of role does Jordy play in the kind of camaraderie and the closeness of the group?
Jordy's the class clown of the group. But he does a great job of, like, a lot of these new guys come into the team and they're kind of a bit afraid to make jokes at themselves a lot. You know what I mean? They don't want to be embarrassed and all that kind of stuff. And Jordy sets the tone of that really early and just always being a goofball and laughing at himself. And that makes everyone feel that they can let their guard down a little bit and get comfortable in the environment, all that kind of stuff. So he plays a huge role, but it also comes from Chase. All the coaching staff does a great job of just having humor in everything that we do. Like, we're serious, but we have some joking time and we're paying ourselves out and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good environment to be around if you can handle it.
Well, that's true. That's true. Have you seen the baseline angle?
Probably.
Have
I
you
can't
seen
remember, but probably.
Justin?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah. Justin's my guy too, so I'm not surprised. But he was a little bit surprised I dunked that thing. I haven't really had a dunk all preseason. I had one in preseason blitz, but all season, not even at training really. So I think he's a little bit caught off guard.
That was beautiful. I think we were all Justin Simon in that moment.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah,
but
me too.
he's kind of like, obviously he's new to the group, coming in after, and it's hard to come into a team that won the championship the season before, but he seems like he's gelling with you guys pretty quick.
Oh, for sure. His kind of personality, he could get along with everybody. He's just a laid back, cool dude. I knew him a little bit in Wollongong, but not too much. And then ever since he's been here, we've been really close and just hanging out away from training and all that kind of stuff. But he's an easy guy, easy going guy. But not just him, all the new players on our team are very easy to get along with, and they really gel well with our team.
Big old win, massive win, up 38 at one stage. You guys were on the other end of that, of course, last season in Melbourne. You got some back with that on the weekend. But the biggest part of it for me was the record, 14th straight road win. You're a guy who's been around the NBL your whole life. So when they start talking about Canberra Cannons in 1985, you have an appreciation of like the history of the league. I mean, how does that sit with you, the fact that you guys have won 14 straight road wins in a league where it's really difficult to win away from home?
It's very difficult to win away on the road. But I think that just speaks of our team mentality. We love to think it's like us against the world. So those kind of environments we really thrive in. Just you walk out there, we're getting booed. I think they play the Star Wars music in Melbourne when you walk out. And it's like, you just feel like the villains. And we love that feeling in Sydney. Just we embrace it. We thrive off it. And it's two different teams really. So it's kind of hard to, a lot of it was last year's team. It's only 2 on the road for this year. But it's the same kind of mentality we bring along with every game. We talk about it in film sessions, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Are you one of those guys? I mean, as a team, it feels like you are, but there's some players who take real joy in silencing an away crowd, like Craig Randall and Robert Franks. What they did in Phoenix, they were just having the best time quieting that massive Phoenix crowd. Do you enjoy that, or is it the roar of that home crowd in Sydney that really gets you going?
That's a great question. I think I almost would rather the away, just the ooh, you know what I mean, compared to the cheering, all that kind of stuff. It gets loud, but the ooh, when you can silence the crowd, there's no better feeling, in my opinion.
Nice. Derek Walton Jr., speaking of new teammates, you guys, he's a stud, right?
Yeah.
You and him look like you're already developing a really nice combination.
Yeah, we're all good. He's an unbelievable teammate and a great guy to play with. He reads the game extremely well. He's got a really high basketball IQ. And he's just a really willing learner. I guess when he came into this league, he hasn't really played too much overseas, and just realizing it's very different to the G League. You gotta there's always someone on split line, all that kind of stuff. And he's really willing to learn and sit back and watch film and all that kind of stuff, which is why I love playing with him. He's learning where I like to get the ball and all that kind of stuff. And he's good wherever he gets the ball. He's really good. He's a great shooter. He's a great passer. He's a great, whatever he does, he's really good. But he's really starting to learn where everyone else's strengths are.
You and Jalen obviously got to a beautiful place last season as the season progressed, especially those pick and rolls, you on those short rolls, catches, making plays. What have you learnt already about playing with Derek that helps you in those moments?
Always have your hands ready. He passes stuff where you have no idea where the ball's coming from. He like wraps it around somebody's body and you just see it the last second come hit you in the face and you're like, damn, I look stupid. But just always have your hands ready and just continue to roll. Even when you don't think you get the ball, just continue to roll. And if you're not open, you open somebody else up on the far side corner.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Has Chase Buford come along at just the perfect time for you in your career?
I think so. Just his style of basketball fits perfectly for myself and my game style.
It feels like, sometimes players just find a coach that it just works for. Like Bryce arrived in Perth and then that flex system with the flex cuts and the down screens, and then it just worked for his game, and he and Trevor developed this beautiful thing. It feels like the way Chase wants to play, you're like just the pro. If he could design the player to play in that 4 spot, it would be you.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I think Bryce Cotton will be good in any system. He's a great basketball player. But I think, yeah, it's been great. Chase is a really strong believer in playing out transition. And that's my strong point. I can make plays. I can get on the rim. I can pass to the open defender, or just even just collapse the defense and just kick out for shooters. He does a great job of really, I think I heard a stat that we scored like 50% of our points in the first 12 seconds. And that's what we really strive ourselves on, that kind of offense, is that transition and run and gun.
Yeah. And it's worked out beautifully that kind of he has you and you have him, and you're kind of both operating within that system. Speaking of
cute like that.
that?
It sounds kind of cute when you put it like that.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know what else is a beautiful thing? Shooting over 50% from 3.
Oh yeah. It's been 3 games. Don't get carried away, but it's a great feeling. I put in a lot of work in the off season. The main thing is just getting my confidence up, and I feel like my team believes in me now that if I do miss a couple shots, it's okay to keep shooting. It's okay to fail, I guess, from the 3-point line.
Okay. So is there someone there that you're working with in particular?
We're lucky. We've got a great bunch of coaching staff that's played a lot of. We've got Kevin Lish, who was a 2-time MVP. We've got Hicks, who's a 50-40-90 kind of guy. We've got Chase. We've got a bunch of great guys around that can put time and put effort in with those kind of guys. But it's a bit of this, bit of that, and a lot of just reps.
No adjustment, no change technically.
There's a little bit of change, trying to keep my elbow in a little bit more, but I need to focus on the free throw line. That's what I need to really focus on right now.
What is going on at the stroke?
Oh, next question, man. I don't know. I'm trying to get it to go in. It ain't falling for me, man.
You were making your free throws and missing your threes, and now you've flipped it around.
Yeah, I know. It's a work in progress. Yeah.
All right. Let me take you off the court for a second. Fatherhood. As a father myself, how are you enjoying fatherhood?
Absolutely loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Just she's getting to a great age. She's a bit over 2 now. She's starting to get a great little personality, and this is a great. So I don't really love the 6-month phase when they're sleeping and just throwing up all the time. But now she's got a bit of a personality and a bit of humor, and it's awesome. I love it, and it's a great thing just to take my mind off basketball. I'm one of those guys that lives basketball. I watch film. I love basketball so much, so it's good to take away from basketball and just focus on something different.
What's your favorite thing to do with her? What's your favorite way to spend time with her?
We've been going to those little indoor playgrounds with the little ball pits and the slides, and I'm pretty big to be going on those slides and all, but I have a good time there.
Hold on, the indoor play pits, isn't that where you put the kid in, then you go and have a coffee?
You're supposed to do that, but I'm out there sweating like this in these places, and all the kids are following me. I have a great time.
Okay, king of the kids in there. I love it.
Yeah.
What about in terms of for you? How do you feel like fatherhood over the last couple of years has changed you?
I think it's helped me mature a lot, obviously. And then obviously on the court too, I was one of those guys that would go home from a game and overthink everything. And I think about all the mistakes I made in the game, and I would just I don't know, snowball effect until the next game. Whereas now I can just go home, get on FaceTime with my daughter, and it's really just change the page a little bit and reflect. I don't know, you just turn the page on the game really. And then on the court, I still got a lot of growing to do, trying to stay off the refs a bit more and all that kind of stuff. But it helps out a lot.
The fact that you love being a dad and that you're besotted with your daughter, how does that, I'm sure that impacts from a career and a basketball decision perspective as well. You've talked at length about your decision. You didn't want to go to the summer league. You've done it twice. I was there with you both times. Summer league is a whole different thing, and you found it didn't work for you. By going to New Zealand, you were able to spend a little bit of time with your daughter. She came over and was with you for a period of time. I know you had some big offers over the off season from elsewhere around the world. Europe, yes, but China as well, Japan. You re-signed with the Sydney Kings. How much does your life off the court impact on all of that kind of decision making?
Huge. It'd be really tough to leave my daughter. She's here in Sydney. She's at an age where she's growing so much and learning so much in a short span of time that going overseas for 10 months would be crazy. It'd be hard for me to do personally. And also I've got a great little setup in Sydney. I love the coaching staff. I love it here. And when you find a place where you're really happy and you're thriving, it's tough to leave because I've been over in Europe and I've had times where I wasn't the happiest person. You got to kind of put your health and your well-being sometimes above making money and all that kind of stuff. So I love my decision to stay back here, and I've had a great time so far.
And potentially it makes things interesting in the future because like you're killing. Like, I think you're going to be, I picked it and you don't want to talk about it, but I think you're going to be MVP of this league this season. And if you're shooting the ball consistently over the course of the season, you're going to have more and more NBA opportunities. But then if that happens and you get the opportunity to live out that dream, that's going to be over there. She's going to be over here. How do you reconcile that?
That's been a dream of mine to make the NBA since I was a little kid. And that's always been in the back of my mind. Before I even had Nia, we had a discussion about how if I ever make it to the NBA, that's going to be my goal. Because you have such a short window in basketball to try to achieve your goals, and you have so much time after your career. But it's a very tough decision to make. But obviously, I've been putting so much work in. I've dedicated so many years to try and get there. And if I finally do get there, I'll probably make that jump. But we'll see what happens.
Cross that bridge when you come.
Yeah, when we come to it. Yeah,
I feel you. Hey, what do you think lies ahead for this group this season? I mean, obviously, you kind of we're taking it game by game and so on and so forth. But do you feel like you felt right now? Do you feel like you felt midway through last season when that group was started to get rolling and you thought, hey, we can actually win this thing?
It's early. We played 3 games. We beat 3 good teams, but it's still early. Honestly, I think we're going to be definitely a playoff contender. I think we can definitely win the championship, but we've still got some things to work on. Our defense needs to get better. Our rebound needs to get better. There's a couple of things, but we've got the talent to do it, and everyone's really bought into the team, and that's the real main thing to be able to achieve. Everyone's going to be bought into, willing to make sacrifices in their personal game for the greater good of the team.
It's interesting what you said there about how it's early. We were flagging on the show earlier this morning, like last season, the 2 teams that played in the grand final, one of them was 2-6 and one of them was 3-6. Everyone's piling on Melbourne right now. You guys lost by 40 early last season. You went on to win the title. Like, it's so easy to overreact to some things that happen in these first couple of weeks.
Exactly. Just got to keep your head down and keep getting better every day.
Well, obviously the Wildcats are the other undefeated team. The third undefeated team, they also haven't won a game yet, is Adelaide. We mentioned them before, but, you know, without wanting to blow too much smoke up other teams, like I know you probably don't want to do too much, but what was it like for you watching what they did over in Phoenix?
I was personally happy for them boys. They put Australia and NBL on the map, really. We've been on the map for a while now, but they made a real good statement. They shot the lights out of the ball in that first game, the absolute lights out of the ball. And I'm happy for them boys. I don't think they can do it every game, but when they're hot, they're clearly going to be a really hot team. And when they're not hot, we'll see what happens. But they're going to be a really good team this year, and credit to them boys. Yeah, credit to them boys and CJ.
Do you feel like it's interesting? I'm wondering whether, like, the way you're talking there, whether that's how most NBL players felt. Like, yeah, they're Adelaide, yeah, they're our competitors, but they're actually in a way kind of representing all of us over there with what they're doing.
For sure. I'm not that really a salty kind of person. I'm not going to be like, man, I wish that was me out there. Like, they deserved it. They went out there and they played the perfect game. You know what I mean? They played the perfect game, and I'm happy for them. Just like, happy for everyone involved, the coaching staff. I know everyone's having a ball over there. They probably got drunk as hell after the game and celebrated, and so they should.
Actually, they didn't. I tried to get them.
In 2 days. Yeah.
I tried to, man. I walked in with a slab into the lobby of the hotel, and everyone was like, Liam, chill.
We have some Gatorades out here.
We got a Gatorade. We got another game. We got Tasmania coming up. I was like, oh.
That's what they told you, bro. They were in that room partying, I bet.
I was like, I'll just take this to my room, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, man. Cool. Hey, thanks heaps for the chat. Lastly, just to finish up, when you guys got together today and talked about the weekend and moving forward, what did Chase highlight or Fleur or Kev highlight for you guys as the things to focus on to improve from here, what you've done in these first couple of games?
We had a pretty brutal film session, to be honest with you. For a game that you won by 20, we got slaughtered out there. Just letting our foot off the throttle, turning the ball over too much, rebounds. There's little things that we've been focusing on so much. We've got to get better at. But obviously, it was a good win, but there was a lot of mistakes in that game as well.
And another matchup with Bainesy.
I can't wait. My body's still recovering, but I'm ready for it.
Awesome, man. Hey, thanks, Heath, for the chat. Congrats on the start to the season. Long may it continue, and all the best for the season ahead, man.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.